Hi, everybody. Welcome to a very, very special episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's gobbling with me tonight?
A big fat dragon, Michael K. Hughes.
Well, first I want to say, if you're hearing this on the day that it got released, it's Thanksgiving Day. Most likely
Happy
it's later in Thanksgiving that I'm releasing this, probably like 7 o'clock. So you already went and maybe saw your family, depending on how many people you are, what they live in. So, and depending if you're in a place in the world that isn't infected with COVID and rates, going high. But that's not why we're here. But we decided, well, I shouldn't say we. Mike pushed me into playing a game to celebrate Thanksgiving with you guys. And push is the right word. He literally bought me the collection, so I didn't have a choice to say, well, I don't want to do this.
I bought it for your birthday, if that counts for anything.
Yeah,
with the sole intent of, hey, we're going to do these on the show someday.
Because you've been bringing this up for, months now? You were trying, and I just
Yes, because I want to do the Halloween one for Spooktober, but we couldn't fit it in anywhere. I could do the Thanksgiving one.
Which I had to buy for $2 because it was not on the collection.
Yeah, so this is Turkey Please by No Static Software.
From 2019.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we mentioned during the Resident Evil 2 episode that game came out last January. How do you feel about this being the most recent release that's been on the show?
Yeah, I don't feel good about it, but I'll take it. So those that have no idea what we're talking about, it's an indie game that you can buy on 3DS. It's on PC. It's just a little indie adventure game, is I think the best way to put it.
Uh-huh. And like Mike said, it's part of the Quiet Collection. This is actually the 5th game in the series. The Quiet Please Collection. There you go. If you don't say Quiet Please, they'll never find it. Hey, I bet we're the only podcast covering this, because when you search this, there's nothing you can find. There's only one walkthrough on YouTube of some guy playing this on his iPhone and recording it. That's it. Usually we have like Wikipedia entries and stuff pulled up. I have the 3DS eShop entry for it, and then Mike Oliphant is the main developer as far as I can tell. I got his Twitter page pulled up, which is at No Static Soft, if you want to follow him. And that's all there is. Like I could not find a guide for this game because I got confused, because it's an adventure game, so it's a little bit, you have to do certain things to move on the plot. And trying to look up stuff did not work so well. I thought, could not find nothing. The plot. The plot is you're setting the table for Thanksgiving dinner. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, each one is a little different. I mean, but yeah, this one is you're just trying to set Thanksgiving. Yeah, they're cute little throwback adventure games. Cute? I think they're cute. I thought they were terrible, ugly. They're scary. Very, very pixel art. I didn't like the graphics. They grew on me as the game progressed. I just really hate the way the little girl looks at you play. Aww. I don't like her. Yeah, most of these characters have no names, including the main girl that you play as. Yeah. And all 5 games, you play as her. Okay, that's what I figured. It is interesting, like, the game doesn't tell you anything that's happening. You have to figure out everything yourself. Like, at least in this one, you could talk to people and they'd be like, well, I need this, or I should do this, or, little things will come up. Yeah, the most plot development you get is at the beginning. The girl says, Granny, Uncle Leon, and the twins are coming for dinner. Better go set the table. And that's it. And then you get a little bit, so you're trying to set up Thanksgiving. Like in any adventure game, I was kind of running around. I'm not very good with adventure games. I've only played, this is my 3rd one in my life. So, is that counting Quiet Please that you played? No, it's counting Last Express and Space Quest 5 for this show. You never played Maniac Mansion or anything? Nope. I didn't have a PC when I had a PC, but I didn't play many PC games when I was younger, except for Warcraft. It's on NES. Your favorite system. I don't like NES that much. You like it more than the Wii. That's not saying much. That's like saying I like my cat shit better than the dog shit. I mean, I really don't like the Wii, by the way. Really don't like the Wii. I don't know if we've said that on the show. I bought the Wii twice. I still have a Wii, but I don't like the Wii. Maybe that's why I don't like it. That could be. Because I had to buy it twice. So, this game, it does, I guess, I'm assuming this stuff is basic adventure game things where you find an item, but you can only carry one item at a time too. And at least in this little Turkey Please, people, if you go up to someone, you talk to them, they'll say, oh, you need to get your dad to go cut the potatoes. Or you need to, do something with the twins. They're driving me crazy. It's kind of misdirect. Like, it kind of gives you an idea of what you're trying to accomplish, but you can't actually interact with nearly everyone in this game, save for one person. An old granny in a wheelchair. Yeah, we'll get to that. If you move her around, all she ever says is, it's too noisy in here. Too noisy in here.
So the first time I wheeled her outside, and she's like, "It's quiet out here, but it's cold." I'm like, "Well, that's what you." I'm like, "Why do you want to be outside?" I was thinking to myself, like,
but like when you interact with her, and she's like, "Can I help you, sweetie?" Or dear, or whatever.
I was trying to play this like normal without using the guide because there's only one video and I didn't want to watch it, and I couldn't. And I was trying to get the table set up. Like they tell you to go set the table. I found the tablecloth somewhere, like I think in the laundry room, and I got the table. You got to extend the table, but you don't have a middle board. I'm like, okay, it's got to be somewhere in this house. I'm going around the house, I could not find the middle board anywhere in the house.
It's not in the house.
That got.
At least what you use is not in the house. Because Quiet Please, you are limited to the house. You've got the upstairs, the downstairs, the basement, and then the garage, and that's it.
The loft from also the first one.
Oh yeah, the attic. But this one and Candy Please, at least you could go to your neighbor, Mr. Peabody's house. Well, Candy Please, you can only go outside, but in this one, you actually go inside for the first time.
That was kind of weird. I'm like, what are we doing inside his house? And why is he not upset that we're inside his house?
There's those close neighbors where they're practically family.
I mean, I've been there when I was younger. I had kids that would just come inside my house when I was a kid, and that was normal.
There's no way that Mr. Peabody is not modeled after Ned Flanders because he looks identical. And like squished 8-bit style, but
100%.
Very similar.
And as we mentioned before, the graphics are very, very pixelated type graphics. I mean, it grew on me and it is kind of cute. And I don't like the way the people look because they just have eyes and black things underneath their eyes. I guess that is their eyes or black and white. I don't like it. It's creepy.
The girl's walk animation is just her hands going up and down, but it gets the point across.
It's cute, I guess. I like the dog.
Mr. Pickles.
So I think, and in order to get the table finished, I should finish that before I continue, you have to take a crowbar you find and rip off your neighbor's fence and use the neighbor's fence into the table.
She said she'll put it back tomorrow.
I never would have figured that out.
Spoilers for this game. I can't believe we have to say that, but pretty much going to be ruined in a lot of the puzzle solutions. So if you want to figure that out on your own, go play it and then come back.
I guess it is 2019, so we should put spoilers in it. I forgot.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Oh, if people were listening to the episode, they're probably like, what the hell is this?
We gave them a nice head start.
Yeah, you should the show by now. I spoil everything. Normally not stuff from 2019.
Yeah.
Normally it's older stuff.
It captures that nostalgia aesthetic, though, with the retro style graphics.
Oh, and the nostalgic effort of people actually celebrating Thanksgiving together and not wearing masks.
You were there.
I had to. So I didn't do too bad in this one because I was kind of like able to figure out a lot of like the little plot lines. Like there's a slingshot. Okay, I wouldn't figure out how you have to get a slingshot. And then at one point you have Brussels sprouts, and she's like, nobody eats Brussels sprouts, at least I don't. You take the Brussels sprouts, and that becomes your ammo.
I had forgotten it. So I played this last year when it first came out. I played it on Thanksgiving, and then I hadn't played it again until we played it for the show here. And I knew I needed something for the slingshot, and I thought it was the potatoes of all things. And it was just the fact that I had it in my inventory, and I got the prompt to combine the Brussels sprouts with the slingshot. I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of got lucky there.
One thing that got me for a bit is I got really confused in a couple puzzles in this. One was your dad is trying to get into the loft for some reason, but you need your dad to cut the potatoes. And I'm like, okay, I got to get him a knife. And whenever you go over to Peabody, he's always cutting stuff, and you try to talk to him, go, oh, he's got a knife. I better watch out. So I thought, okay, we got to get the knife out of his hands. But you have to bring the ladder to the dad so the dad can stand there, not get the ladder unstuck, and just stand there with the ladder until you either do something in order to progress the little plots, and then he comes downstairs and cuts the potatoes.
Yeah, this one seems like it has the most triggers that you have to do something to make something else happen. It's usually unrelated.
I think you have to take the turkey and put the turkey in the oven.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm pretty sure, this is the one that I would not have figured out if you wouldn't have told me. So if you get this big turkey and they tell you to put it in the oven, you pick it up. She's like, I can't carry this very far. You go to your oven is too small. And I'm like, okay. And I'm running out in the backyard and I found a propane burner. I'm like, okay, maybe I got to find a portable oven, bring it to the kitchen, and then use the propane, which is not the case. And I was really getting confused. And then you were like, well, you got to get someone to help you move the turkey. And I'm like, well, you have these twins that are following you constantly. I'm like, maybe you got to use the twins. You're like, not the twins. And early throughout this, you can move the grandma around in the wheelchair, and you have to take the grandma, bring her in the kitchen, take the turkey out, put the turkey, this uncooked turkey in her lap, and then wheel her ass back to Ned Flanders' house to put the turkey in the oven.
Oh, it's funnier when you freshly pull the turkey from the oven and put it in her lap. Like, that's got to be a little warm.
I mean, you'd be screaming. I'd be screaming.
For sure. Yeah, because the turkey is super heavy. That's why it won't fit in the oven because it's too big. So the girl can only carry it a few steps and then stops. So you gotta have Granny carry it for you and then cart her over to Mr. Peabody's house to use his oven.
Can't leave her there either, by the way.
It's like,
I tried.
Yeah, it's like I can't leave Grandma here.
I'm like, why not?
But you live here now, Grandma.
You need her because you have to use her to put her outside where it's quiet after you turn on the heat lamp with the propane tank, so the twins will finally calm down. I had to actually reload this because for some reason the twins would not. They would run outside and then run back in. They would not go to her.
I had them get stuck outside in the opposite corner. They were just stuck in the corner next to the fence. And I'm wondering if they're pathfinding, if that level kind of warps around, but the fence prevents you from going across. But if their pathfinding told them that was the closest route, so they were trying to go that way to wrap around, but it wouldn't go.
That makes sense because essentially, as you go through this house, like you can go into the garage. It's all 2D style flat screen, but you can go back and forth to kind of feel like you're going through a 3D environment. I guess is the idea, but you're not. I worked. I got used to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I said. It's like five layers. It's pretty easy to keep track of.
And then I like how you have to get the whole potato situation takes a lot longer than I thought it would. Like you have to go after you get the guy to finally cut the potatoes, then you have to go get the potato masher, and then you have to. I don't think you mash the potato. I think you have to leave it there and walk away, and somebody else will mash the potatoes.
No, you have to get the milk and the butter and the salt that's in the attic for some reason.
Oh yeah, then you can mash it.
Then you mash them yourself. Quiet Christmas, you actually bake cookies, which is a process a lot like this. So that'll be fun for you.
It amused me. I was like, okay, I was getting the hang of it. And then at one point when Mr. Peabody comes over, you have the turkey cooking. He's like, "Where's my dog?" And I want to be like, well, apparently I could not figure this one out either. But because you put a hole in the fence, so the dog got out of the yard.
Mr. Pickles escaped.
And for some reason, there's a ham bone, and you have to use the ham bone to lure the dog out of the fence, and you throw the ham bone in the yard, and Mr. Pickles will just stay in the yard.
That's such a weird tradition, because everyone makes turkey for Thanksgiving, but it's usually turkey and ham.
It depends if you have a large family. Like when I'll give you some Michael lore here. When I used to have Thanksgiving at the people I used to live with a long time ago, we would do a ham and a turkey, partly because I would get a free ham at work, and then we'd get turkey coupons to buy a turkey. Plus, I liked ham more. So I mean, it's not unusual. And if we had a big family.
In a lot of places, like stores, so you get a free ham if you buy a turkey that's so big. I wonder when that started. It's weird.
Trying to sell you shit. My old job used to give me a free ham or turkey. I worked at Sam's Club.
I got a free turkey at one of my jobs. I don't even think it was for Thanksgiving. I can't remember.
I did not get a free turkey this year at my job.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone's given anything this year.
Yeah, probably not. And then you have to I like how you steal the yams from Ned Flanders' house, and you have to grab
I'm into the house for dinner anyway, so
I was curious about that. So there's another thing.
You steal his butter too.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. And also, you also have a little brother you have to entertain at one point. You have to find his video game that's in the basement, plug his video game, and get him to go upstairs, and he'll start playing his game to keep him busy. Yeah,
because the little brother and the cousins are bugging the mom, so she keeps saying she can't get anything done with them bothering her. But his game is called Big Fat Dragon, which is my intro line, and it's not Flappy Bird. It's
Flappy Bird.
It's completely different.
But it doesn't speed up.
Play as a dragon. It's not a bird.
I was really sad because, for those that don't know what the hell we're talking about, Flappy Bird was a crazy internet sensation for, a month, I think?
It was longer than that. But
it wasn't long because the guy made tons of money off, then he pulled it off the App Store.
To the point where people were putting their phones that had it installed on eBay for exorbitant amounts of money.
It came out in May 24th of 2013. But it wasn't long. I'm trying to find on here how long it was, but yeah, he removed it pretty quickly. It was only a couple months. It wasn't long at all. But again, it was probably a copyright issue too. For those that don't know what bird, you played as a little bird that looked very kind of like something that would have fit in Mario, and you had green pipes that you were trying to jump through, and the game kept speeding up as you played. So it was very much, he made tons of freaking money on it.
Ridiculous. Anyway,
he got rid of it in February 8th, 2014. It came out in May 24th, 2013.
Oh, so not even a full year.
Yeah, and it didn't hit the Google Play Store till January 30th, 2014, and he took it down the next month.
Ooh.
So that's why I had a Google phone, so I played it for that month, and then he got rid of it. And then I forgot it existed. Playing Turkey Please, and you had the Red Dragon thing. It was Flappy Bird. I'm like, oh, Flappy Bird.
Which I was thinking that at some point I had to beat the high score as one of the puzzle solutions, so I did it, and nothing happened. I was like, oh. I meant to warn you about that you didn't actually have to play the game.
Does it speed up at all?
Nope.
Oh, that's part of the fun of Flatbirds. It kept getting faster.
No Static also released 2 different volumes of Quarters Please, which is just a collection of arcade games, which are not based on real games.
Yeah, sure. And one of the other stupid things I want to mention, not really a puzzle thing, but just in here where you just see a giant turkey statue that Mr. Peabody has, and he's like, she's like, who the hell decorates for Thanksgiving? I guess Mr. Peabody does. And I'm like,
each of the holiday games, he's got something out in his yard.
And also, I thought it was funny how the mother has, like, I started to say before, she's like a breakdown where she's like, she goes in her room, she's like, I just need to, I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, the holidays are stressful, but it's just amusing to me. It was in this little game, they had something deep like that. She's like, I think Mom just needs a break right now.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to sit in the room for a few minutes.
Holidays are tough when you see people you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Have fun. I was never a big holiday fan. I never liked when we'd have family over or stuff. I just wanted to be done.
Yep. Totally agree.
I also hated holidays because everything's closed, and my son, when he was little, especially during the winter, we didn't know what to do, and he just wanted to go places and walk, and it's kind of hard when everything's closed.
Always going to someone else's house. Use someone else's toilet's always weird.
Yeah. And I would always bring my handheld games because,
Oh, yeah. All the time.
But also, there's one last puzzle thing. Like, when you have to get the kids to come down, I like how you unplug the game system and kick them out.
Game time is over. Go to the dinner table.
I know what that would suck. Like, I was about to beat my score in Flappy Bird. I mean, Red Dragon. It made me really want to play Flappy Bird again, though.
Yeah, you just play Big Fat Dragon.
This doesn't speed up. That's why the fun of Flappy Bird, it gets really fast after a while.
Oh, take your word for it.
I only remember playing it one time at a bar. We were all playing it, all those friends, and drunk, and I don't remember a whole lot of that night. Got really drunk.
That's funny.
That's my memory of Flappy Bird.
I like the ending after you set the table and everyone's sitting around eating, and it kind of fast forwards to nighttime, and the little girl's like, everyone else forgot about the pumpkin pie.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah, she gets a whole pumpkin pie to herself.
I turned off the game.
How dare you?
It's done. Okay, that is cool. And there's also a cat that doesn't look like a cat either.
Snowball.
Well, weren't there 3 kittens in Quiet Please?
I think so.
Yeah, because I remember you had to get the yarn from the attic. But we'll talk about that in a different game. Different mini, maybe.
Oh. It's on the record now.
Yeah, sure it is. Yeah, everything I've said in the record of the show happens. But,
yeah, right.
I mean, I just got to say, it is. I don't like playing a game with no guide. As we'll be talking about in another episode. And it's weird. It was weird for me to have to play something where I couldn't look up anything, really. There's nothing to look up.
Right.
I don't like
the game's only like, if you know exactly what you're doing, the game is like 15 minutes. Even wandering around, it's usually like twice that.
Yeah, I mean the walkthrough on the only one on YouTube where you can see the guy gets people chatting with him going hola Allah in his Discord when he's recording his video, the only walkthrough of this game. So yeah. I thought that was interesting how there's just nothing. It doesn't exist. You can't search. If you search Turkey Please, you will not find this game.
Yeah, there was the series has been at least doing well enough that the guys made 5 of them, or they're just pet projects of them.
Yeah, they're probably pet projects, I'm assuming.
I like this series. I originally got them on the Xbox Live Indie, whatever it was called, but I think they were only $1 on there, and I'm like, well, this is cute. I'll pay $1. And I think the first one I got was the Vacation Vexation one, because it would have been about summertime. Like, oh, this is cute. Oh, there's more. And then I just got all of them.
Yeah, it's cute for $1.
Oh, yeah. And even for $2, which the Quiet Please collection's $5, I think.
$5, and then Turkey Please is
$2.
Also, I was having issues getting this to run at first because I was I had a shortcut from Quiet Please collection. This is DLC. But if I double-click the shortcut, the game wouldn't load. I had to go in Steam and hit play, and then it would let me choose the DLC. Really strange.
Yeah, it's Steam. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I actually tweeted the guy from this series to ask him how to do it, and he's like, do it from Steam. Well, thank you, Mr. Michael Lefont.
Yeah,
for helping me out.
Another Mike.
There's a lot of us. Any last things to say about this game?
Not really. There's unfortunately not a whole lot to say. It's just a cute little game. I thought it would be a fun thing to do for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was. I was glad.
Get you outside your comfort zone a little bit.
We can just play Resident Evil 3 Remake if you want to be on my comfort zone.
I'm sure that'll happen at some point.
Or we can play, what's some other horror games? Outlast. Don't you want to play Outlast?
I think Adam wanted to play Outlast.
He wants to see me stream me play Outlast is what he wants.
He wants to see you suffer.
Yes, he does. He will not, because it'll probably never happen.
Yeah, probably not.
That game looks terrible, though. Well, I think that's about all we need to say about Turkey Please.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go to Shelf or Box. Why don't you go first, Mike?
Oh, man, all these games are going on the shelf. Like, so they're fun little games. Just like way back in the Mario Land episode, it's just fun to put on and blast through in less than 20 minutes, and I'll play it again probably Thanksgiving next year.
Okay. That's about what I figured you were going to say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put this in this box. I liked it. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't for me. I don't really like adventure games very often. I mean, for $2, it was cool. I mean, I'm glad that I tried it and it grew on me as the game progressed. But, yeah, I'm good. It's not my kind of game. Not for me.
Yeah, that's understandable. Not everything's for everyone. It's probably the shortest game to ever be on the show, though.
Yes, probably.
Until we do Donkey Kong.
Yeah. We'll talk about that off air. Yeah, it's definitely the shortest game. So they go in the box, but I'm glad that you picked it out. I'm glad I played it. I don't have any regrets. I had a decent time. It's nothing that I really want to revisit or really like communicate to people like, oh, you need to play this. Like,
yeah,
cool.
So now you can tell people, it's like, hey, I played Turkey Plays. And they're like, what the hell is that?
Google it. I dare you.
I dare you.
Oh, and last puzzle we forgot to mention, you have to get the slingshot to shoot a crow, or not the crow, but to shoot the crow's nest to get the serving spoon so you can give it to Ned Flanders.
Yeah, I hope he watched that before he stuck in the yams or whatever it was.
Yeah. I don't think you even give it to him. I think you just tell him you have it and he tells you to put it in the food. So no, it probably doesn't get washed.
Gross.
Yep.
Crows are a real problem in this neighborhood, as you'll figure out as we play the other games.
Okay. All right, and any last thing? Like I said, I already said Shelf or Box. And before we wrap up, I just do want to say, if you are listening on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. If you're not, happy Thanksgiving anyway. And I hope things are going well with you guys out there. We're getting by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this COVID Thanksgiving, but 2020 is wrapping up when we're recording this.
Surviving.
That's one way to put it. Oh, and one last puzzle I forgot to mention that we should mention is how a pigeon is landing on the satellite and messing up the TV, and you have to get a fake owl from the attic, I think, to put it up there to scare away the bird. Because you need the father to get the potatoes cut. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because he keeps going to fix it, because the uncle is watching the football game.
What's football? Oh, sorry. There's no football this year.
Foosball.
I mean, there's football this year, but I could give a shit. When my Vikings started off losing 3 games in a row in the beginning of the season, I'm like, well, that goes that season.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, somebody told me they can still...
talking to the wrong person.
I know I am. It's okay. But hey, they told me as long as they win the next 2 games, and they win the third one, they have a shot at making the playoffs. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, okay.
Neat.
I just don't care.
Me neither.
I like football though. Hey, but you live near the Kansas City Chiefs. You got a good team.
Yeah, it's a great state of Kansas.
Because I know you live in Missouri. Part of the joke. Yep. But
right on the Kansas border.
I think we should wrap up this episode without more dumb.
You think so?
Things. Yeah, I think so. When I start going to football, it's time to start turning off the microphone. All right. First, I want to thank everyone again for listening to this one. I hope maybe you experienced a game you didn't even know existed, because I didn't even know it existed until Mike made me play it. So yeah,
there you go, Mike Oliphant. I got one other person.
You sold him. You sold an extra copy of the game. You know what? I bet you somebody listening to this podcast will buy this copy of this game. Somebody will out there. You like adventure games? It's worth playing. I'll say that. All right, and I want to thank everyone for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, we have tons of other episodes that we do. We do games every week. We do comics. We do movies. We are currently going through the MCU movies, and we just released Winter Soldier yesterday. So definitely check that out. And listen to all our episodes, please. I love it when I see those numbers go up, and we got tons of stuff to keep you busy on those long road trips when you go from your living room to your office and for work from home. So definitely check out and listen to our podcast. And please follow us on YouTube. We're on YouTube now. I still need more subscribers. I'm still not at my goal of 100 yet to get my custom URL. So please subscribe on there. And Give a shout out to our awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Bulby, a.k.a. Mike Shoney from ZP Bite the Bullet. Song is the Cool Kid Squad. Definitely check him out on his YouTube channel. And I think that's all I need to say about this game and about this episode. We will see you guys all next week. Bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.